Hello, and welcome to Allie in Sweatpants. My name is Allie, and I am wearing some very hairy sweatpants. The joys of having a dog who sheds. Hi. I don't know what to say. I feel a little bit awkward right now, and I'm not sure why. I am back. I hope that you are well. If you are new here, welcome. I am so happy to have you, and thanks for coming to hang out with me for a little bit. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I love when I get to hear from returning people, it just makes me feel like I'm really making knitting friends and I'm really part of a community, and I just appreciate it so much. So I think you guys know who you are, my really reliable, reoccurring commenters. I love you all and I appreciate you very much. So today I thought I would come back with another what's in my pattern stash, pattern library video. What is that? Oh, I thought there was something red on the screen, and it's just the actual screen telling me that I'm recording. Okay, I'm gonna come back with another pattern stash tour video. I filmed one about like all of the summer knits that I have, and so I thought I would do another one. And today we're going to be talking about the cardigan patterns that I have, which is so exciting to me because I love cardigans. I love making cardigans. I love looking at people's cardigan projects. They're just the epitome of comfy, cozy, casual, lovely. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to be putting reference photos up on the screen as I usually do because I know I love it when I'm watching podcasts and somebody talks about something when they put up a little picture for me to see what they're talking about. So I try to always make sure that I'm doing that. But like in my last video, my phone category just puts them in alphabetical order, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So without further ado, let's just talk about the first project, which I'm realizing is maybe a little bit problematic. I bought it a long time ago. I don't know if they've updated the pattern. I hope that they have because there's only 4 sizes, which is not good. But it's the Cable Cardigan knitting pattern by Irene Lynn. It's a beautiful cabled cardigan. Let's see here. It calls for 12 to 14 50-gram balls, which is 98 yards per 50 grams. So that's like a Aran weight, worsted Aran weight. And it calls for 5.5 millimeter and 4.5 millimeter needles. So I won't talk about this too much because it's not size inclusive, and that's really a big bummer for me because it really is a beautiful pattern. I will check before uploading this if they have updated the size range, and I will let you know on the screen if they have or haven't. I really hope they have, but that's the first one in my library. So the next one is the Cottage Cardigan by Jacqueline Cieslak. It comes in 9 sizes. And it ranges from 900 to 1,675 yards, depending on the size that you make. So the recommended needles are a 4 millimeter and a 3.5 millimeter needle. I found this pattern through, I can't remember her name. Her channel is More Knits. I really enjoy her videos. They're just very calm and chill. I found this through her channel, and her sample that she made looked so beautiful and so comfy. And I think that the button band is knit simultaneously to the body, which is my favorite way to knit cardigans, because I do not like picking up for the button band. I just never do it successfully. So yeah, this just looks, oh, please don't. No licky licky, no licky licky. So this just looks like the ultimate cozy, comfy cardigan. So next is the No Frills cardigan, which was problematic, by Petite Knit, but she recently expanded the size range. So I'm pretty sure it goes up, it has 9 sizes now, which is fantastic. I have made this, I made it for my mom. And I don't have the updated PDF, so my yardage, I don't have the updated yardage on here, but you use a 4mm needle for the entire cardigan. It's, again, you knit there are no buttons, but it's still a button band, I guess, simultaneously to the body, and then the ribbing on the sleeves and the bottom are knit with the same needle. I love that. A whole project in the same size needle is my ideal. It's just so good. It's so good. So this is actually, the sample is knit like down to the knees. I did not do that. I knit it to like kind of mid bum length, but I think it looks beautiful. Like, oh, down to the knees is like a bathrobe at home. So good. It's knit top down, raglan, beautiful. The next pattern that I have was one of the first cardigans I ever made, and sadly, again, not size inclusive. It only has 5 sizes, but it is the Julie jacket by Steffi Studio. It's such a beautiful pattern. It is such a beautiful pattern. It has cables. It has, they're called Trinity knots, infinity knots, but like bobbles all the way through. I love mine. I wear mine all the time. I want to make another one. I just wish it was more size inclusive. So it calls for a 5mm and a 4mm needle. Oh, and a 4.5mm needle. So 5mm, 4mm, and a 4.5mm. And you use anywhere from 450 to 600 grams of worsted weight yarn, I think. It's really beautiful. It's a shame that it's not in more sizes, because I think this would flatter everybody. It's such a beautiful, beautiful pattern, and I loved making it, and I love wearing it. I think I get a lot of compliments on it. I had a friend say it kind of looks like a sampler cardigan, which I love sampler vibe things. So next is the Cottage Cardigan by Stricka Cafe. I've had this in my library for a long, long time. The pattern that I have is 7 sizes. It recommends a 4mm and a 5mm needle, and then it says you'll be using anywhere from 500 to 850 grams of yarn. Bless you. But this is beautiful. It has if you know anything about the Korshavn patterns, they have a beautiful basket weave design. And again, I've had this forever, and the sweater version, and I've just been kind of intimidated to make it because it looks complicated. I don't think it is complicated, but I really want to make it. I'll probably end up making the sweater version before this cardigan version, but it's so beautiful. It's really beautiful. Next is the Miles jacket by Which Red Designs. I have actually made this. I made it for my boyfriend, and there was something about it I just did not enjoy any part of it. And that was probably the headspace I was in and the yarn that I was using. But the final product that I made came out messy, which again is probably on me because of not enjoying it, the headspace and the yarn. But it's so, like, the photos are so beautiful, and it looks like such a classic, like, grandpa style cardigan. Pattern that I have shows it in 6 sizes. It calls for a 5.5 millimeter needle and anywhere from 300 to 450 grams of yarn. It just looks so nice. I should try to make it again because it just looks so beautiful and so comfy, and I think I just needed, I held like 2 yarns together. It just didn't really work. I don't know. I feel, and I rushed it and it's kind of sloppy, and so I'd like to make it again. The next pattern is the November jacket by Petite Knit, which I'm actually working on right now. It's so stunning. Again, this was one of the first patterns that I ever bought. It's brioche, which is why it took me this long to do, which, by the way, brioche, not hard. Still just knits and purls with some yarn overs. Don't be scared of it. Don't be intimidated by it. It's still just knits, purls, and some yarn overs. You got this. So the November jacket comes in 9 sizes. It calls for 3.5 millimeter needles, which again, the button band is knit simultaneously to the body. Love, love, love. Love one size needle for an entire garment. Love. And it says you'll need anywhere from 800 to 1,000 grams of yarn. And it looks like around like a DK weight yarn. And it just is like the coziest, comfiest jacket. And I'm really excited to have it. It has pockets down at the bottom, which I'm excited for. And I'm also knitting mine in like a gray color. I think it's going to be so nice. I'm so happy that I finally started this. The next pattern that we have is the Novice Cardigan Chunky Edition by Petite Knit. It comes in 9 sizes. The recommended needle is a 6 millimeter and a 7 millimeter needle. And it says you'll need anywhere from 350 to 500 grams of yarn. So I have made this before. I have made it, technically I've made it twice. Once I frogged because I didn't like the yarn that I used with it. But I made it once for my grandma. And she loved it. She wore it all the time. And now we have passed it on to my great aunt, who I hope is just enjoying it as much. And it's a really nice pattern. It works up quickly. It's enjoyable to do. It's a round yoke, so you do increases within the yoke as opposed to a raglan design, which sometimes is just kind of nice. So the next cardigan is the Olive Cardigan Adult by Knitting for Olive. It comes in 8 sizes. It recommends a 4.5 and a 5 millimeter needle. And it says, okay, let me just think here. You'll need 4 to 6 balls of fingering weight yarn. So there you go. And again, this is in that beautiful like leaf motif as their olive tank top that I talked about in my summer knits video. And I really would love to make this. It doesn't have a button band, which I think is really interesting. It just has the raw, well, not raw, but raw edge of the pattern. And I've seen some pictures of people who have crossed it over and then tucked it into their pants. Okay, okay. No licky licky. No licky licky. No licky licky. I love you. I love you so much. I love you so much. So yes, crossed it over into their pants, and I think that that looks really nice. So next is a free pattern, and it is the Lee Cardigan by Sani Bergegard. I'll put it on the screen. It's a free pattern from Filcolana. It comes in 6 sizes, so not super size inclusive. Wow, it's hard to figure this out. Okay, you need anywhere from 250 to 400 grams of yarn and 150 to 225 grams of contrasting yarn, because all the ribbing is done in a contrast color. And the recommended needles are a 4mm and a 4.5mm needle. And it has the most beautiful lace raglan detailing that almost, again, kind of looks like leaves or wisteria flowers. I just think it's so pretty. It looks really comfortable, really delicate, really feminine. And I like the subtle contrast that they have in the sample photos. So that's another one that I have. Next, I have made this one. It is the Bubble Cardigan by Stephen West. I highly recommend this pattern. I highly recommend it. It's very good. It comes in 9 sizes. You use a fingering weight yarn, and it's striped. So the yardage is broken down by contrasting and main color. I made the smallest size, and I used, I think I used just about 1 skein each for my contrasting colors, and there were 3. And then for my main color, which was part of the stripe and then all of the ribbing, I used 2 skeins. I'm pretty sure. So 2 skeins of your main color and 1 skein for contrasting color if you're making the smallest size. That's what I can tell you. But just go look at the meterage, because that will be more helpful if you're making a different size. The recommended needles are 3.75mm and 3.5mm needles. And it was just a pleasure to knit. It was super straightforward. It was super easy. It was super fun. I've always been drawn to the bubble texture, and it's really effective and really easy to do. And yeah, I really do. I recommend it. I probably will use this pattern again with and without the bubble texture if I just want a fingering weight cardigan. And last is the Winkly Cardigan by Lily Kate France. Beautiful designs, beautiful podcast. I highly recommend. This comes in 9 sizes, and it has a great breakdown of how to pick your size. It is a color work cardigan. So the main color, it says you will need 1,047 to, okay, scratch that, 1,141 yards to 1,714 yards of worsted weight yarn for the main color. And then for the contrast color, it says anywhere from 174 to 261 yards of worsted weight yarn. And it recommends a 4.5 and a 5 millimeter needle. And it's just really beautiful. Oh my gosh, my battery's gonna... Okay, hi. Awkward cell phone alley here. My camera died while I was talking about the Lily Kate cardigan, but yes, that was basically all I wanted to say. That was the last pattern in my cardigans category, so yes, I hope that you enjoyed, and I will be back when I have more to talk about. Sorry for this weird close-up shaky outro. I love you all. I'll be back when I have more to talk about.